So the San Francisco 49ers have just made two additions to the roster. Obviously, today has been the biggest day for them in free agency. As we saw a lot of players leave yesterday, they have added some players. Now, most of them have been depth pieces, but I think these two next signings actually have potential to be pretty decent contributors for the next season. Obviously, it remains to be seen. Both of them not like any crazy sought after free agents, but I think there's some potential here. And let's start with the first guy on the list, safety Jason Pinnock, who was actually drafted by the New York Jets in the fifth round, 176 overall out of Pittsburgh. Back in 2021 with Robert Saleh. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds. He's only 25 years old. And the thing that stands out to me immediately with him is how much he has played. He has played a lot of snaps, especially over the last 2 years. He played nearly 2,000 snaps in the last two seasons. And throughout his career, he's played over 2,600 total snaps, and 1,400 of them came in coverage. Now, I wouldn't say coverage is his strong suit. This is an in the box safety, but what I do like about him is that he can rush. Like, he has 7 sacks in the last 3 years he's played. He had over the last 3 years 28 total pressures. So I kind of like him as an in the box guy. 168 tackles over pretty much the last 3 seasons. His rookie year doesn't look like he played all that much. So most of his production has came in the last 3 seasons. And again, it's not a sexy signing. It's not like a ooh ah kind of a like we got this guy. This is a guy that might surprise, but could also disappoint. He's one of those like fringe signings. Like, so they signed him to a 1 year deal. It's fully guaranteed. I haven't really seen, I was on live when this came through. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I didn't see the total dollar amount, but I think I'm not sleeping on him just yet. We'll see what that looks like. But like I said, the thing that stands out to me looks like he's a willing tackler, comes downhill in a hurry, and that's one of the intriguing parts that I like about him. So we'll see how that goes. The second signing that the 49ers had was this guy, Demarcus Robinson. This is one, again, if you were on live with me yesterday, I actually highlighted him as a player that I would like to see the San Francisco 49ers sign. Um, he is a guy that reminds me of a little bit younger Chris Conley. I think he has a little bit more potential right now, and he is actually coming off his most productive season as a pro with the LA Rams. Last year, he had his most career reception yards with 602, and his most receiving touchdowns was 7. I mean, that's pretty good. That's good production, and especially on 35 targets, or excuse me, 35 receptions on 69 targets. That's pretty solid efficiency numbers there in regards to production as like a third, fourth wide receiver on that team. And one of the reasons why I was like, I like this guy as a potential target is I talked about this story on live earlier. I play a lot of dynasty fantasy football, and I have a lot of Tutu Atwell shares. So because I have a lot of Tutu Atwell on my leagues, that means I want Tutu Atwell to play. Well, Tutu Atwell, who signed a $10 million contract for one season with the Rams, he wasn't getting on the field because of this guy. And because of that, it made me pay attention a little bit to what he was doing, to be like, why are they playing Demarcus Robinson over Tutu Atwell? Tutu Atwell's former second round draft pick. You guys saw what he was able to do against the San Francisco 49ers. And I was like, okay, I get it. Demarcus Robinson's pretty solid. He legit looks like a really good wide receiver. I wouldn't say like a he looks like a solid wide receiver. Um, all things considered. So I like the move. I really do. I think it's one where he's gonna fit with what the 49ers need. Like I said, he strikes me as a Chris Conley type, and I think he could absolutely be a benefit. We even had Diamondo Lenore quote tweet um, post I made of him running, and we were having fun with it on the stream. He was wondering one specific route, and Demo retweeted, and he called it the stanky leg. But here you're going to see Demarcus Robinson get loose. I think of him as like a contested catch guy. Um, that's like kind of what my perception of him is, as you can kind of see on these plays right here with the Rams. He is underrated release, underrated ability to get open at the line of scrimmage. Um, I think he's underrated, man. Yeah, he's older. He's 30 years old. Um, but I think he's got a lot of gas in the tank, and I don't think he's been, utilized all that much. So to me, he strikes me as a guy who can come in and play a role for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, might not be the biggest role in the world, but I do think that he could absolutely um, make some plays. Now, he's probably not going to come to the 49ers and get 60 targets. Like he's probably going to come here, get 35, 40 targets maybe. We'll see if he can, scratch the surface of 500 yards. I mean, that would be an ideal situation, but if he can just produce, get touchdowns, move the chains, do those types of things, keep drives alive, that's all we're really looking for. I'm not looking at him to be, a big time producer, because you got Ricky Pearsall, you have Juwan Jennings. We're waiting for Brandon Ayuk to see when he will be healthy. Jacob Cowing. The 49ers underrated signing this offseason, like to the practice squad after the year ended to a futures contract, was Isaiah Hodgins. They got Russell Gage as well. Trent Taylor, they re signed. So, right now their wide receiver room is pretty I would say solid at the moment, considering they lost Debo Samuel this offseason. So with DeMarcus, this is actually like the first signing of free agency where I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I wanted them to sign him. Like, I thought he would have been exactly what he is, a cost effective veteran that could come in and be an impact for a guy who isn't going to play a ton of snaps, who isn't going to do a bunch of things, and is just going to, come in and be a role player. That's really what I envision him to be. And I think that's what the 49ers are going to ask of him. So based on that, I like this move. It's a solid move. Um, definitely isn't a Devontae Adams or anything like that, but it's a quality move. But I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.